Okay, I'm going to get started. Welcome, everyone. I'm Susan O'Donnell, and I'm with the Raven Project, the Rural Action and Voices for the Environment Project at the University of New Brunswick. So I'd just like to move on to, first of all, thank our judges, who are Casey Burkholder, Amy Floyd, and Marie Malte. And I wanted to give you a chance, everybody, to maybe just talk a bit more about your music, your video making, and anything that you're doing related to environmental issues. And I know that Zomi has to leave soon. So Zomi, I'm wondering if you would be willing to share just for a few minutes anything about your video or your music or what you're up to.
So it was really a 50-50 collaboration between myself and my friend Brie Darlison. So I wrote a song and recorded it on my iPhone in my closet, which I was amazed at the quality of that iPhone mic. Holy cow. And I was just thinking about, I was feeling really jaded that day, I guess. And I wrote it kind of just trying to channel my frustration about people not giving enough of a damn and not putting in effort. So that's where the lyrics from that song came from. And then I dressed up in fancy clothing and weird makeup. We walked around Sackville and shot some images, and then Brie just took all of that and the song and turned it into that. So I didn't actually have anything to do with the visuals apart from dancing around in a dress in Sackville.
Thanks, Somi. Thanks very much for that and for your contribution, which was, really wonderful. And I'm sure that once we share this, actually, we'll share the actual video online so that people can stream it better rather than this webinar, I'm thinking, or we'll do both. Now that we know how things are out there, but I'm sure your video will give people a lot of pleasure. Okay, Michael and Leyland, I know we had a little chat before this webinar started, and Leyland explained that it was largely Michael who worked on it. So Michael, I'll give you a chance to talk about your work, whatever you'd like to share with us about why you made the video the way you did, and anything else that you think is important about the environment or music or video making.
Well, while I was at school and I saw the poster for the Raven Project video contest, and I had been making stop motion before this, and so I thought that I was interested in winning $1,000 because I want to get this electric bike sort of thing. And so I tried to start, and I couldn't really do it, and then my dad helped me, and my little sister and my mom, and they made up a song, and I made the movie for it and stuff.
It was a family affair.
Well, thank you, Michael. I know I really enjoyed watching it, and I would encourage you to continue doing that work because it's really fantastic. There were a couple of scenes I loved in it. I loved it when the watermelon was split in half. I thought that was really cool. But also, I don't know what you used for potatoes. I thought, are those peanuts? I'm not sure what they were, but they look pretty cool. Do you remember what they were?
I used beans, like
Beans?
real beans.
Real beans? Okay, I thought they were meant to be potatoes because of the size. Anyway, I thought it was super cool. So thanks very much for that. Julia, are you with us? I see you're on there. Do you want to say a few words, Julia, about the music and the making of the video?
Ours was a collaborative effort. Actually, it was half of a nonprofit group that I'm with called Celtic Kin Canada. And so we primarily work with Celtic music, both originally it was supposed to be just instrumental, but we also started to learn to sing in various Celtic languages, and we started with the primary one of singing in Irish. So when you heard the vocals, that was 6 of us singing, and I think you saw the photo where we were singing in Irish, and that's led by a local resident who his mother language is Irish, and so we have been learning to not speak but sing in it, and so we incorporated that in. And the song is an old, very outdated Irish tune, but it actually talks about a lot about nature and a lot about trees. So it names all sorts of various trees, and that's why you saw those words coming up. So it really inspired us to think about trees and what is it that we're doing and not doing with our trees. And actually, it's so ironic because it's especially, we're thinking about times of disaster and when we're trying to do so much cleanup, and you see all the trees and the brush actually off to the side of the road ready for garbage pickup. And here we are again, actually in a flood in New Brunswick. So it's just so ironic that that is kind of what we were speaking about. It's like, don't let anything go to waste. It's not garbage. And at the very least, you know, a lot of that stuff can go back into the soil and help replenish. There's a lot of things you can do with the downed debris as well. And then one of the other things was an instrumental, and it was a tune composed by one of our musicians, and it was called The Log Driver's Reel. So it's just very interesting how the music all went together, and we actually used some of the log that you saw me dancing on was actually a tree stump that was downed from last year's storm, and somebody dragged it home. So I used that to dance on instead of a synthetic dance floor, just to kind of demonstrate that. And then the rest of it was quite self-explanatory, I think.
Thank you, Julia. That's great. I'm going to mute you now, but I appreciate your contribution. Okay, I'm going to ask Brendan now to maybe talk about your work, Brendan, and maybe say something about your band and the making of the video, and what are you doing with music, and how long have you been a musician and stuff like that?
A long time. I'm really old. Got a little recording studio here in Heartland. That was the first music video we made. I actually had this 2-minute song kicking around. I started writing it last year during the flood, actually. And I had this 2-minute song kicking around. I didn't know what I was going to do with this 2-minute song. And I saw the flyer at work one day. And I got a young fellow that just turned 16. And like the other young fella, my young fellow's looking at small motorcycles. And so I thought to myself, well, I got this song, and I've been meaning to actually make a full-fledged music video with somebody actually in it that tells a little story and whatnot, and I wanted to see if I could do it. And I like to work within a box sometimes, so I like the fact that we only had a month to work on it. And I got everybody involved and just did it. I might actually put out a longer version of the song. I'm working on, I've almost got a CD, my first Reverend Green of the Demons album put out. Almost done. Still working on it, but almost done. But I think I'll make this song a little bit longer and put it on.
Well, I hope that this video will help promote your work. I'll put it that way.
I hope so too. Thank you.
That'd be awesome. Could you tell us a bit about your band? Is it actually a band, or is it sort of a compilation of whoever happens to be in the studio at the time?
It's me. It's just me mostly. If I have live gigs, I hire background musicians. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, we'll definitely watch out. If you have a mailing list, maybe you could send that to us for your band, and so we can keep up to date with what you guys are doing. I think, and
absolutely.
It'd be really cool when the longer version of the video comes out. I'd love to see it.
For sure. I have an alternate ending also.
Okay. I bet you do. Okay. And hopefully that this prize money can help with that motorcycle project. I think
he was pretty happy when we won.
Okay, I bet he is. Okay, that's great. And Riley isn't with us. So I don't know. I don't think we have any other info we can share about Riley, other than I've just learned today that she's actually a student. But John, are you still with us? I don't see John in my list, but hold on a second. John, if you're still with us, maybe you could talk about the video that you made too.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just did it because it seemed like so much fun to be restricted to just a cell phone, because I've been making videos for years and my cameras have gone from giant ones down to smaller and smaller and smaller. So I thought, wow, this is really where it's going. It's where my granddaughter says it's going. It's just use your phone. So I really had a good time. And the main thing, I'd never written a song or sung on anything before. So I just had a ball with it, and it's really opened up a whole different way of making protest videos, because I do quite a bit of that. And you're usually sort of hitting somebody over the head with a problem that they already know about. And I thought, well, if we could just make something that wasn't too threatening, you know, that would appeal to like everybody from little kids to adults, then maybe, you know, that would go further. So that's sort of what I did. But I really enjoyed participating in the whole thing.
Well, thank you, John. I'm glad to hear that. And any final comments before we end this? Other than that, you're all hopefully on the Raven list now, so you'll see the note when it comes out. And you're all welcome to submit again next year, because there will be a contest for sure. We'll just figure out how we want to do that next time. Any last comments, or else we'll just end this now? Okay.
Yeah, speaking.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I
Yes.
just wanted to say that above and beyond everything else being fun, I think our group really appreciated it. It actually gave us a way to channel our music to feel more purposeful. And we came away from it feeling really, really inspired. And we decided that we actually want to be more purposeful with our music rather than just be, you know, performing or doing things like that. Like, it kind of really opened up our eyes. And so we're very thankful for that.
Oh, well, thank you, Julia. That's always nice to hear, for sure. Appreciate that. Okay, well, good luck, everyone. Happy music making, and maybe see you again next year. And Brendan, if you do have a list for your group, I'd love to be on it, so send us that info, okay?
Sure will. Yep.
Okay,
Bye.
great.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.